Hey sis, welcome back to another exciting week of Embers Thursdays, where over the next few weeks I will be unpacking the Embers theory from my book Blazers and Splinters, The Cost, the Courage, and Calling of Leading Black and Woman, where I help you to fuel your fire. Now tonight we're going to be jumping into the letter M. M stands for mirroring. And mirroring, this is the moment where you no longer see yourself through their biases, but you start to look at yourself and see yourself through God's truth and who He's called you to be. Now, what does that exactly mean? It means that you are not their label, you're not their limitations, and you're certainly not their misunderstanding. You are who God says that you are. So in this phase, there is no more shrinking to fit into the broken reflection, because tonight we're going to correct the mirror. So meet me here every Thursday at 7 p.m. as I drop the fire. Now that's me. Now, if you're ready to see yourself a little bit more clearly and to keep blazing, meet me on the other side. All right, sis. So I see you decided to meet me on the other side. So let's go ahead and jump into this mirroring stage of the Embers theory. What is that mirroring phase all about? Well, it's reflecting truth and not their projection. And so in the Embers theory journey, mirroring is the stage where you begin to see yourself a little bit more clearly and not through the smudged lenses of other people's biases, insecurities, and expectations, but through the truth of who God really speaks over your life and who He's called you to be. So it is at this point in your leadership that you stop absorbing distorted reflections and start aligning yourself with your true, authentic you, your true, authentic identity. So we know oftentimes in leadership, we will be put in rooms, in environments, in broken systems, in places with people who will project their fears upon you, their assumptions upon you, their stereotypes on you, and even their limitations on you. And catch this, sis. I want you to catch this. If you're not careful, you'll start believing their version of you instead of who God crafted you to be, right? So, but I believe that in the mirroring phase, this is heaven's way of making correction to earth's distortion of who we really, really are. You know, oftentimes we'll pick up that mirror, right? We'll look in the mirror, we'll see the truth, we'll deny the truth, we'll ignore the truth, and we don't want to deal with the truth. And so what God does in this phase is He circles back around and He brings up a whole different mirror. And He says, come closer, daughter. Come over here a little bit closer, daughter. I want you to take a second look. I want you to look one more time, because this is who you really are. Now, this is the stage where you begin to confront the lies that have attached themselves to your leadership. Now, I've done that. I've been in leadership roles and I've allowed the environment and the distortion of the environment to dictate who I really was. And so in this stage, you're going to have to confront the lies that attach themselves to your leadership. Now, you know the ones that I'm talking about, sis, the ones that say that you're too strong, that you're too outspoken, you're too intimidating, and you're not ready to go to the next level, of course. And then even in some cases, they'll tell you that you don't even belong in the system or the environment, right? So what mirroring does is it forces us to pause, to ask ourselves, is this truly my reflection, or is it their distortion of who I am? And so this is the part in the moment that you stop shrinking to make other people comfortable in these environments and start walking in the true fullness of who God called and created you to be. So for women in leadership, specifically Black women in leadership, the mirroring phase is very crucial. It's very crucial because it's going to train your eye to distinguish between that feedback that forms you and the criticism meant to shrink you. You understand what I'm saying? So it teaches you to evaluate what comes at you without internalizing what is not yours, right? Because we tend to internalize what is not ours, and they project what they want on us, and we begin to internalize that. So this is the phase where you were beginning to become a little bit more emotionally clear and spiritually confident, right? So this is where emotional clarity comes in and you become more spiritually confident. I paused there for a minute because that hit me for a moment because I remember being there, right? And so in mirroring, God is introducing you to who you are. He's introducing you to who you are. He shows you your strength. So you're regaining your strength that you forgot about, the resilience that you minimize, and the brilliance that you've tucked away in these environments because you're trying to survive. So this is where you begin to reclaim your reflection and refuse to let the environments, to refuse to let the titles, the people determine your identity. So catch this. And when God restores you, your reflection, you'll begin to move differently. You'll begin to lead differently. You'll begin to respond, not defending yourself. You will begin to decide and make decisions without doubting yourself. And then you will rise without apologizing. You become true in who you are when you look in the mirror and you clearly see who you are. So in this Embers theory, mirroring is that moment that God says to you, I'm showing you you again. I want you to recognize who you are, that you are called, that you are anointed, that you are equipped, that you are set apart. Sis, you are set apart, and he wants you to walk in your authority. And so I want you to remember this, sis, in this phase. Lead from that reflection. So that is the mirroring phase. If you want more comprehensive view and information on the mirroring phase, you're going to go have to buy that book. It's available on Amazon and also at Barnes and Nobles. And so you can get more information on the Embers theory. But I'm excited because next Thursday at 7 p.m., we're going to be dropping into that B, the breaking phase. And that is another crucial part of the Embers theory. So meet me next Thursday at 7 p.m. as we break it open again and I keep the fire.